All right, let's get started. Once again, welcome everyone. If you are here today, it's probably because you are interested in integrating our video management platform. And I think you are in the right place. We will be talking about integration and of course, more precisely about one of our innovative connector, the Milestone AI Bridge. So you know that Milestone AI Bridge, for the one who knows it, it enables the video analytics solution to connect to our VMS Xprotect. But that's not all. We are also lucky to have two partners with us today. First, NVIDIA, with whom we collaborated to develop our AI bridge. They will highlight the tool available to work with GenAI and VLM, and they will also show a live demo of integration. Then we'll hear about Visionplatform.ai, one of our video analytic partner in EMEA, who will share his experience with the brand new integration they developed with the AI Bridge. Now, let me introduce today's speakers. From NVIDIA, we are happy to have Magnus Blomkvist, DevRel in Metropolis program in EMEA. Hello, Magnus, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Nice to have me.
On Visionplatform.ai side, we have the pleasure of welcoming the CTO, Valentin Maican. Hello, Valentin. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone.
And from Milestone, let me introduce Hans Kierulff from our product development team based in Copenhagen. Good morning, Hans.
And now unmuted. Good morning.
Welcome. Lastly, about
Thanks
myself.
for having me.
I'm Amaury Chapeau. I'm part of a team who is in charge of managing tech partner in EMEA for Milestone Systems. And I will be your host during this session. Thank you to all of you for being with us today. Before we diving into the presentation, I would like to remind that you can ask any question you may have using the GoToWebinar tool. Don't use the chat. There is a specific box called questions, so you can use this. All the questions will be addressed during the Q&A time by the end of the presentation. All right, let's start with a quick introduction to who Milestone Systems is and what we do. I will try to keep it brief to allow more time for our speakers, but I think it's important to properly position Milestone for those who may not know us yet. So Milestone is a Danish company founded over 25 years ago, and we are part from a Canon Group. Our company developed a video management software called Milestone Xprotect, which is currently the most deployed enterprise VMS solution worldwide. Our VMS, our video management software's role, is to centralize and manage any stream from cameras deployed across one or multiple sites. It could be on-premise and or in the cloud, and this is mainly for a security purpose. So we secure video data transmission end-to-end, and we ensure the protection from of all the recordings with a high level of data security and, of course, advanced redundancy mechanism. Our software provides operators with powerful real-time monitoring and video investigation tool, which make it much more easier for them to carry out their safety and security mission, and of course, act effectively. Today, our software is used in over 500,000 sites around the world, including cities, critical sites, hospitals, public transportation, industrial facilities, and many more. Our VMS integrate with over 14,000 device models, and it's mainly cameras. This means that whether it's a system integrator, end user, or developer needing to work with an IP camera, they can rely on us with confidence and focus on what really matters for them. We are not just integrating camera, so we also support a lot of technologies such as access control system, intrusion detection system, drones, IoT, using also industry protocols, of course, video analytics, and even audio devices such as intercom or speakers. We enable our customer to connect with any technology and seamlessly combine with the vision, which is the best way to quickly catch a situation and take action. What makes our software truly unique? It's the openness of the software and the integration capacity we provide on the market. Early on, we realized that it was much more beneficial for our customer to get innovation from a large technology ecosystem rather than being tied to a closed platform with limited solution. And this is how our SDK was born, allowing everyone in the market to co-innovate with Milestone. Since then, we have enhanced our platform with many integration methods such as REST API and more recently, the topic of today, the AI Bridge for video analytics integration. We offer our customer the freedom of choice and we provide to any technology partner with the best video platform to work with. Today, we have thousands of solutions integrated into our platform, and we promote them daily based on the project and need expressed by our customers. This is the true advantage of being part of the Milestone ecosystem as a technology company. We want to make sure that our customers can benefit from the best of breed technology. The AI Bridge is the cornerstone of the future of our platform. In this future, we will see an explosion of innovation in video analytics and computer vision. We will see also a major adoption of video in the various processes and operation far beyond traditional security use. And this future will bring the IP video world and computer vision world closer together. And we want, as Milestone, we want to be the trusted platform that allows customers to take the most from the video technologies. Now, let's discover what is the AI Bridge and how it works with my colleague Hans.
Yes, thank you, Amaury. Can you hear me here?
Yes, I do.
Good, all good. So yes, my name is Hans Kierulff, and then I'm a product manager and developer advocate here at Milestone Systems. And my role is to listen to you as developers and customers to our integration products to see if we can do them better, and of course also talk about them at events like this. So first of all, let's take a deeper dive into what is the AI Bridge. And Amaury, you are kind enough to wipe my slides here. Thanks for that. So the Milestone AI Bridge is a gateway that eases the integration of intelligent video analytics applications with XProtect. So it's an API gateway. It provides access to video streams for all the cameras managed by XProtect and enables sending back events, metadata, and video to XProtect. Communication over the bridge. One slide back, please. Thank you. And that is a little bit about the implementation of AI Bridge. It's built using containerized microservices, and kind of the APIs and the way you manage it is based on standard protocols. Thank you. Yeah. So the AI Bridge is enabling technology partners, and that is especially developers at technology partners. Developers of intelligent video analytics applications. We call them IVA, intelligent video applications. They could be all kind of short names here, but especially developers that are utilizing the Docker containerized development environment, and of course, typically also using NVIDIA's ecosystem for these Dockers. So those are the developers that use this environment are the target of the AI Bridge, because it enables them to easily integrate their IVA applications with XProtect. It's the whole purpose of the AI Bridge. So kind of a typical flow of how such an integration could work is that your application, your IVA, is reading video from XProtect, typically using the RTSP protocol. And no matter the protocol that are used by the cameras connected to the BMS, there can be all kind of protocols in use out there. You get an RTSP protocol out of the AI Bridge, ready for your analytics. Then you do your magic, analyze what is going on in the video, and based on that, you will typically kind of either, but you could do both, post-event back to XProtect, saying here is something identified in the video, and that could be typically be used to trigger alarms inside the VMS, or activate rules and other stuff in the VMS. A rule could be like start recording, if that's an option, or do a lot of other things. Another typical uses is that you post metadata back with the analytics, using the analytics, and the metadata is describing each frame, or at least frame based, saying in this frame the analytics has identified these kind of objects with these attributes and qualities, and then you're posting that information back to XProtect. In the XProtect, back in XProtect, you can use this metadata to show frames, bounding boxes around the objects in the video, live or recorded. And you can also use it to search for video containing the information from the identified objects. Those are two typical use cases for the metadata. And here on the left, there's a screenshot from our what's called the smart client, the XProtect operator client, and we see the alarm views. And what we see here is a picture of a bedroom in a hospital where the patient that have fallen on the floor. Unfortunately, that happens, and it's not a good situation for the patient, and it needs to be acted upon. So in this case, there's a camera in the bedroom, and there's a video analytics from our one of our hospital assist products that are using the video to identify the case that a patient has fallen on the floor, and then send back that information as an event back to XProtect, where it is raised as an alarm, so the nurse can see it on maybe in the observation room, or maybe in the mobile device or whatever. See there's alarm, and this is the room. And then the nurse can go and look at the situation, either take a live view using the camera as you still at an emergency, or just rush to the room and solve the situation. So that's a typical use case for analytics and XProtect. Yes. A little bit deeper in how things are connected here. On the left side of this diagram, where we have the AI bridge in the middle, we have you can say the world of the VMS, the video management software, XProtect video management software. And you can say the primary purpose of the VMS is to manage the cameras on site. There could be 2 like here, or it could be 20, or it could be 200 or 2,000 cameras that are managed by the video management software. They can be all kind of brands and types, but they are all kind of managed through the XProtect interfaces. And XProtect does have a lot of APIs, so you can also go programmatically to the functions of the VMS. And that is basically what the AI bridge is utilizing the VMS APIs and providing them in the easily to use for IVA applications in the containerized environment. Let me explain a little bit on the diagram as well. Yeah, thanks. So your IVA application here will typically go and make a request to the configuration, which is basically the configuration of the VMS. We have provided a GraphQL interface for that, and one of the typical queries is where is the camera with this kind of name, with its name or ID or video qualities that your IVA will use in its analytic magic. And based on that information, it will get some endpoints inside the cluster. Could be a Kubernetes cluster, right? Where the Docker the containers are hosted. So you'll get an endpoint to the AI bridge where it's exposing the video. Could be RTSP. Typically, we see that. You also have a video format over gRPC, and we have the WebRTC format as well, depending on what you like to use. And so your application connected to that gets the video live or recorded from XProtect, do the analytics, and send back one of the 3 or all the 3 topics format we support, which is events. It is metadata as described before, and you can also send video back to the VMS, new video, maybe based on the original video, maybe redacted faces or whatever. And yeah, in this here you can see you can use 3 different protocol types for that: a REST endpoint, gRPC, or directly on the Kafka topic inside inside the AI bridge. So those are kind of the integrations options we expose for your application. Yeah, so the benefit for you is that with this AI bridge, we like to improve, and we try to do our best to improve how you integrate intelligent video apps with the Milestone XProtect VMS. That's our purpose with this product, right? And we have kind of a few highlights on that one, and we have provided a modern architecture and architecture that runs well in the Kubernetes environment. It provides scalability and all these features you get there. And all that in order to get better insights out of the video. So you provide analytics features based on the video that are provided by the VMS. So the customer eventually get better insights to what is happening. And all of that should hopefully be in a bit more kind of integrated experience. So you see the analytics results inside XProtect and using this new single API for that. Thanks. And one of our partners have made a statement here, and we have heard similar statements from around. And you could definitely make IVAs, I mean, video analytics based on the APIs directly available in the VMS, but they are not as standardized as the ones we provide in the AI bridge. And some partners have expressed a little bit frustration about that, especially when they come from Linux environment and other programming languages than C# and all that we support out of the box. So in those cases, we saw there was a need for another set of protocols that were more easily addressable from the IVA developers. And some has tried both protocols and see have a really good experience with using the AI bridge. So we're happy for that, and of course we listen and try to provide a better interface for you in this. Yeah. So a little bit about how to get going here. I mean, your customers as developers, maybe the developers with our technology partners or other software vendors, will be customers that are using the XProtect VMS. They have typically hundreds of cameras providing lots of video, and they want to have insights based on that video. So that's the situation. And kind of this diagram illustrates that you have the APIs available in XProtect, and you can use them directly. That's kind of the upper box. And you can use them for all kinds of integrations, including video analytics. Right? There's a lot of different APIs to the XProtect. And then some of them are exposed inside the container world, easily hosted on the NVIDIA EGX environment. So if you are there as well, you have an even easier to use API, being the AI bridge. So the containers composing the AI bridge is hosted on NVIDIA NTC. And so you can get them from there, and then you host them on your container host. In production environments, it's typically Kubernetes. It can also be Docker Compose, more lightweight. Eventually, you utilize the NVIDIA EGX platform for the whole scaled environment at the production site. And in this Kubernetes cluster, you will have the APIs running. That's a Milestone AI bridge, and you will have your analytics application running in the same cluster. And the AI bridge will take care of the communication back to XProtect to read the configuration, get the video, potentially send back video, and send back metadata and events. Yes. So to get going on this, you need a Milestone XProtect. You can probably get a developer license for that, or a free license to get access to the environment, to the XProtect environment. You will install it typically on-prem. You can also put it otherwhere. You will have an AI bridge compatible infrastructure, which would typically be Docker Compose or Kubernetes, and the containers themselves. typically hosted on-prem. Many of these scenarios are running purely on-premises, pretty close to the cameras in the same setups. And then you of course have the part you develop, your own you developed AI application or analytics application that kind of do the magic, right? And of course, these applications should have an interface towards AI Bridge. Not all the things we want to send back and forth, metadata, video, and events. Not all of them are standardized, so you need to adapt to the interface of the AI Bridge. So to get going with the containers, the AI Bridge containers on the NDC, the Milestone part of it, you register with an address that is stated in this document here. And I think this document is available in your kind of in this meeting environment setup. So that's about the API and the bridge towards Xprotect and to the containerized environment on NVIDIA and EGX, and what magic you could do there. Yeah, that would be up to Magnus to elaborate on that, right? Thanks.
Thank you, Hans, for those explanations. I think the audience probably noticed that NVIDIA was frequently mentioned in the presentation, especially in your diagram. Indeed, NVIDIA has been a key player in developing this gateway, and we still continue to work closely with NVIDIA to push the boundaries of what we can achieve together. So I'm pleased to hand over to Magnus Blomkvist from NVIDIA, who will tell you more about the solution and the tool you have at disposal to build the new disruptive solution using GenAI and AI Bridge.
Thank you, Amaury. Good morning. My name is Magnus Blomkvist. I'm coming from NVIDIA, as you heard. I work with developer relations for our platform, covering specifically intelligent video analytics solutions. So in the next 15 minutes or so, I will introduce you to what NVIDIA is doing in the new emerging technology of GenAI for computer vision. And I will then explain how you can use AI Bridge together with an AI agent to create an IVA application based on GenAI. But I will start with a short overview of NVIDIA, so everyone are on the same page and understanding what we're doing. So as many of you already know, NVIDIA is a leader in accelerated computing, and most of you are probably very familiar with our hardware offerings, especially our GPUs. But our stack goes well beyond hardware and includes a lot of acceleration libraries and SDKs. And we bundle these acceleration libraries and SDKs to form application frameworks. One of those frameworks is called Metropolis, which I'm working with. And this framework is specifically addressing computer vision and intelligent video analytics tasks. It's currently used by thousands of partners across the world to develop video analytics applications. And it's a complete end-to-end support, starting from training AI models to building and deploying efficient pipelines that allows developers to process video streams in real time. And in this session, though, I will specifically focusing on the new emerging and very powerful solution that take advantage of Gen AI, specifically for computer vision tasks. So why should we use Gen AI for computer vision? You have already seen that Gen AI is being established for text-based solution with large language models. But vision language models, or VLMs for short, are going to change the game for video analytics. So if you look into how Gen AI was, or how video analytics was developed before Gen AI, if you wanted to do, let's say, an application to detect fire and smoke and be able to understand if people would be in harm's way due to that, you would start with developing models for some specific use case like fire and smoke detection, people detection. You would then also develop a rules engine to understand the scenes, how various objects are related to each other. And when you want to change the parameters or how to visualize and draw conclusions, it's fairly static and limited. But with the advent of VLMs, sorry, could you go back to the previous? So with the advent of VLMs, you solve a lot of those problems from the get-go. The VLMs are trained on huge internet-size data already from the start, and they are very generalized, able to detect a wide range of different objects and be used for a lot of different tasks without being specialized. They are also very capable of complex reasoning, contextual understanding, and that is already built into the models as such. And finally, interacting with those models are done completely flexible using natural language processing. So you can query models prompting with just normal language. But Gen AI for computer vision is still an emerging technology, but the development is going extremely fast right now. The pace is incredible, and every few months or even weeks, you will see new architectures, new models, new solutions being launched for image and video use cases. Currently, there are 100+ vision language models available, and there is a mix between proprietary models, open source models, but NVIDIA are taking the best that is available and provide so they can be used in NVIDIA's Gen AI solutions. Here I'm just showing a few examples of some of the models. Firstly, we have a model called Vila that is provided by NVIDIA. It's a model that is scalable from fairly small size of 3 billion parameters, but all the way up to 40 billion parameters. This model is very good at video understanding, and currently it's available as a preview, but it will soon be available to download and fine-tune and customize for various tasks. As I said, those models are very generalized. They can handle a lot of different use cases, but in order to improve accuracy for some specific use cases that you might have, you might want to fine-tune them as well, adding your own data and get a little bit better accuracy in some use cases. The next model here, can you go back? The next model here is the Phi 3.5 model. It's a new model from Microsoft. It's also a small model, about 4.2 billion parameters. So it's suitable for smaller compute-constrained devices. It's also a very fast and efficient model because of its size. And then, of course, we have the most noticeable models, the GPT-4o from OpenAI. It's a proprietary model, only accessible via APIs, but it's also the largest model. It's very flexible language model, and it's also have very high accuracy. But these are just a few examples, and I will show you a little bit more detail later on additional models that we are working with from the community as well as our own models. But in order to simplify the deployment and ease of use of those vision language model, NVIDIA is providing what we call NVIDIA Inference Microservices, or NIMs for short. So NIM is a way to use models in a very quick fashion. It will take you basically 5 to 10 minutes to get started with one of those models. So what we are doing is that we are hosting a model inside a container that can be accessed through industry standard APIs and deploy via Helm charts. We also recognize the importance of customization that I mentioned for fine-tuning, so we offer support so you can fine-tune the models for your own use cases, also when they are part and packaged as NIMs. These models are VLMs in general, and large language models are quite compute intensive. So we make sure that our inference engines are optimized for each model and hardware to have the highest throughput that you can get from that model and bring down the total cost and also the experience of using those models. NIMs are also able to deploy in any architecture. You can use your applications using NIMs anywhere, be it cloud, data center, or on-prem, and also while you have full control of your application and your own data. And we provide NIMs for a range of categories, not only vision language models, but also text-based large language models, models for image generation, for life sciences, and so on and so on. And we will now take a look at specifically for the NIMs for computer vision tasks. So we have a number of VLMs, as we mentioned before, such as Phi3 Vision from Microsoft and Florence 2, also from Microsoft, Polygemma from Google, and from NVIDIA we have the NEVA model and the VILA models. The VILA model is currently for still images, but we will soon also support streaming video on those models. And as I said, the development is going very fast in this area, and we are adding models on a weekly basis. And apart from vision language models that we have packaged as NIMs, we also have some specialized computer vision models for more narrow tasks, such as visual change net that detects difference between images, NVClip to generate embeddings, etc. You can try out those models directly on our website listed here, build.nvidia.com, and then you can start testing them out just using our UI, upload pictures, provide prompts, evaluate the accuracy of those models. You can then sign up, and then you get access to the APIs and a number of requests you can do to that API. It's up to 5,000 requests, and you can then test it with more sophisticated applications or integrate it in your own work. And finally, you can download the models, integrate it in your production application, and run them on your own infrastructure, which can be, as I mentioned, cloud, data center, or on-prem. So once you have access to the vision language models, you want to build your own application. And you can build AI agents to take advantage of that to provide a complete solution. So for computer vision, there are some examples here on AI agents. One, starting from top down here, you have interactive Q&A. That is, you can just make an application asking about an image or video, what is currently happening in that image. Another solution is to analyze a video in real time and send an alert if a certain condition is met. For example, is there smoke? Is there fire? Has a patient fallen off the bed in a hospital, etc. And you can also make an AI agent to summarize a longer video, pick out all the relevant and notable events that has occurred in that video, and provide a nice summary with some timestamp when that has happened. And this is the use case that we look into more detail and use as a reference AI agent together with AI Bridge. So we build these AI agents with help of microservices, and NVIDIA provides several reference microservices that you can use. And the one for video summarization is called Visual Insight Agent, or VIA for short. And I'm going to demonstrate how easy to use VIA connected with ExpertText using AI Bridge API Gateway to summarize the content of a video. So first we access the video feed managed by ExpertText and use a combination of a vision language model, VLM, and also a text-based large language model, LLM, to analyze the video and produce a summarized output. VIA can be used for a wide range of use cases. Here you see an example from a warehouse, but it can be to analyze traffic events at a highway and detect traffic accidents, animals walking on the road, debris on the road, or you can use it to summarize events in a basketball match, etc. It's you are able to use basically only your fantasy on what type of use case do you want to use it for, what type of events do you want to look at and summarize. VIA is also optimized to take advantage of GPUs specifically, which is rather important since this is a highly compute intensive task and you need a hardware accelerator for that. So this is the high-level overview architecture connecting the ExpertText, AI Bridge, and the Visual Insight Agent. So the video stream managed by ExpertText is accessed by VIA through AI Bridge. And when it comes to VIA, either as a file or as an RTSP stream, you start by chunking up the video in smaller parts, and the frames are sent to the vision language models. The vision language model identifies the key events happening and provides a timestamp of the events. We are then using what's called a context-aware RAG together with a text-based LLM to filter and process the output and aggregate the final information to be shown as part of the summarization of the video. Showing the user interface might make it easier also to understand. So you start by adding a video stream or a file. You set the chunk size of how small video parts you want to analyze. And the smaller chunk size, the higher resolution in your analysis, but it also means that it requires more compute resources. So by testing out different use cases that you're developing to find the most appropriate chunk size. You then add prompts. We have 3 prompts, one for the vision language model to understand what to look for in the video. And in this in this case, it's an example using traffic analytics, and we want to detect if there are debris, people or animals on the road, whether an accident has occurred. You then send 2 more prompts, one regarding the formatting and filtering, and finally how the output should be clustered and labeled. And this example here then shows a summary. It's people walking on the road, and it has detected when it's happening, what's happening, what is the situation with the pedestrian, etc. So let me show a short demo to help you get started testing out VLMs and VIA using AI Bridge. And this is a case that will summarize key events inside a warehouse and take a video from ExpertText. So you start by downloading the AI Bridge. And here is a file that we're going to use. You can see it's from a warehouse demo. And here, if you stop this video, so could you go back a little bit? So here we download the video from the repository at NVIDIA GPU cloud called NGC, and you should select the version 1.7.2. And then you check to make sure that you have the right version, and you can also add other data, a new name for that if you have multiple AI bridges. You set up the URL to the VMS, username, password, and other things related to get access to it, like external address, IP addresses, host name, etc. Then you make sure that the AI bridge containers you start the AI containers, you make sure that they are running. So it's starting here, and then we want to see also that everything is fine, up and running. Everything here looks okay. So let's go back to the XProtect client, where you will, and here you are in the XProtect client. You see it's the green stating that it's connected. You can then we want to query to understand where the stream is running and that everything is in order here. So we run this. And you can see here all the information that has been queried. And then we have started via, we are now in the UI. So here you're adding the prompts, the chunk size, etc. And this is the prompts for the warehouse analysis, and then you start the summarization, and then you have the results. What's happening in this warehouse? In this case, it's information about people not wearing PPE, that we have some issues with the forklift, etc. So this is just a showcase, very easy to set up, very beneficial to use AI Bridge XProtect together with Visual Insight Agent to help you build a Gen AI application. I hope this was a useful session and that you're excited to start testing this out. Over to you, Amaury.
Very, very interesting, Magnus. Thank you so much. It's impressive to see how quickly computer vision is moving. I mean, in my opinion, VLMs are a real game changer in our market, the IP video market. More use case in security, and of course in beyond security, more customization, easier configuration, and on top of that, they will become a valuable support for the operator because they can interact with that tool. Thank you again. To conclude this session, I'm pleased to have with us Visionplatform.ai, an NVIDIA and Milestone partner specialized in developing custom vision, computer vision solutions. Valentin Maican is here with us to share his experience integrating with our VMS platform. Hey, Valentin, could you tell us more about yourself, your company, and what you offer?
Absolutely. So first of all, hi again, everyone, and thanks Amaury for introducing, and thanks Hans and Magnus, for your presentations. Basically, now I will show kind of how we applied pretty much everything that was said so far in our use case. Well, a bit about me and us. So yeah, I'm Valentin, originally from Moldova. I've joined the company around 3 years ago. Back then it was called slightly differently. It was called Supply. It was essentially using Jetson devices provided by NVIDIA, which are basically small computing units with a GPU attached to them that are capable of real-time video analytics. So we were using that hardware and installing it usually at our customer location, and our customers happen to be mostly logistics customers. So we were really focused on that niche. And we did that for quite a few years. So around 3 years after, we realized, okay, we have a lot of demand. We worked in a project-based way, and it wasn't so scalable. So we got quite familiar with the Jetson devices, with Deepstream, which is the SDK basically that takes care of the real-time video analytics. And we thought, okay, it's time maybe to go to a more product-based approach. And that's how Visionplatform.ai appeared. So we started with it around 1 year ago. Our main goal was, well, that we want to allow anyone to apply computer vision for their use cases. We provide a platform now where you can basically upload your data, you can label it, you can train some models on it, and then you can deploy those models to the Jetson devices at your location, which we also provide. So it's a quite standard machine learning lifecycle model, but our attempt basically is to make it really clear for anyone, even people who don't have any kind of machine learning experience or coding experience, to make it really simple to use it, because you have a lot of industries that want to get into computer vision but lack either the team, the department, so they lack the expertise to jump into it, and this is kind of the problem that we aim to solve.
Okay. Valentin, you just completed your integration using AI Bridge. Can you tell us what made you interested in our VMS and what benefits did you find in it?
Absolutely. Right. So, well, the story with VMS started at an exhibition, I think, also around a year ago. And we noticed at that exhibition that a lot of our potential clients displayed, the X-Protect on their booths, and we got curious and we're like, okay, what is this? This looks really nice. So they explained that, yeah, they use this kind of video management systems. At that point, of course, we were planning some kind of video management system, because a very rudimentary one, because yeah, we deploy cameras, we connect those cameras to the Jetson. So in that sense, we still need to be able, to add cameras on our platform and let the users manage them. But the problem with that is that, yeah, I mean, there are companies in the game for many, many years, like Milestone, that provide a really complete, nice solution, and a lot of clients already use that. So, and we are not a company that focuses on making a video management system. No, we want to make intelligent video analytics. So we want to make those cameras smart. So in that sense, given our goal of making cameras smart, for us, being able to contact customers that have lots of cameras, that is really great. That means we can scale up and we can become successful in the field. But that means, again, that those customers need to manage those cameras somehow. And we don't want to develop that. So that's where X-Protect kind of got into our vision, because we realized, okay, a lot of customers use X-Protect. With X-Protect, you can manage a lot of cameras. So then the equation is quite simple. Basically, by using X-Protect, we can get into the field, we can reach those customers easily, and also scale ourselves while also helping Milestone's clients use this kind of intelligent video analytics. So another thing here that's quite important is that by using X-Protect, the clients keep everything within their network. And also the solutions that we provide, such as the Jetson client, basically is also in the customer network. So even now, when we have some customers that are really privacy conscious and security conscious, and they don't have a VMS, we usually recommend them and tell them, hey, we have this integration now with Milestone. Why don't you try Milestone out? Because it allows you to keep everything in your network. You don't have to send any kind of, detected events from the analytics to us. You can just send them directly to Milestone within your network, within your secure environment. So in that sense, yeah, for us, it was kind of a no-brainer. We really enjoyed working with Milestone so far. It was really easy to get in contact and to make a good contact. So yeah, this is kind of how we got into the whole VMS world as well.
And I remind that Milestone is able to manage more than 14,000 cameras, many cameras, but device, and it's more than 150 camera manufacturers. So it's a wide list of cameras compatible, and we had every 2 months new models compatible. So you can rely on that for connecting to cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Sorry. Because it's kind of hardware agnostic in a way that we don't need to integrate with specific cameras. We just integrate with Milestone, and Milestone does the rest by being compatible with all those other camera brands.
Yeah. Can you share a bit more about your integration journey and the result you achieved with it?
Of course. Yeah, so basically after that exhibition, our CEO came to me quite excited as well. He said, okay, we need to consider, integrating with this Milestone. And yeah, I took a look. So I took a look through the documentation. There's a lot of things going on in the documentation of Milestone. There's a lot of possibilities, but everything I was seeing was mainly related to C# integration, C# plugins, everything in the Windows environment, and we do not have any developer who does C#. We don't really have any expertise in the Windows environment in that sense. So yeah, so we contacted them and we said, okay, hey, look, this is our use case. We would like to integrate with you to provide you, with this kind of real-time video analytics, but how do we do it? And the answer, I think I talked to someone, to Paolo, I think someone from Milestone, and he said that, hey, we have this AI Bridge solution. Why don't you check it out? And then, okay, I saw AI Bridge. I saw that it's an REST API integration, and then I was like, okay, this solves kind of our problem, because then we can integrate with it without, having any specific knowledge about the Windows environment. We can simply use REST API, which is available from any kind of programming language or framework or whatever. So this is kind of, we started by communicating. We got access, as Magnus shown you, to the NGC. So we went through the documentation. We did pretty much the whole setup that Magnus showed recently. And yeah, we had it up and running. We set up, Milestone on our own PCs in our own environment for a test. And yeah, everything worked out quite easily. I have to say, because I have done integration jobs before as well, and it's not always smooth, let's say, but in this case, the documentation that also NVIDIA provided as part of the AI Bridge was really extensive, really clear. So I have to say it was a very, very smooth in that sense, that it was really easy and quick to integrate without encountering any major issues. So yeah, so basically you can see here a small diagram of a brief summary of how it works. Is that basically you have the Visionplatform.ai, that's our web application. Our web application communicates with the NVIDIA Jetson. We have this direct integration with the Jetson device. Then through the Jetson, we contact the AI Bridge, and then the AI Bridge also communicates with Milestone. And basically, this is how we can retrieve streams from the customer network. This is how we can allow the customers, to configure something of those streams, to set some areas of interest, and then deploy and analyze those streams as well. Right, so yeah, we can jump maybe, and then I can show actually how the integration is running and how it looks like. I think you'll see some familiar screens already Some of these were already shown, but anyways. So yeah, we have basically the AI Bridge setup. You can see that we configured Vision Platform as an application in the AI Bridge. We offer a few services, for example, object detection and so on. You can see them here because you need to attach them to a camera. So you need to enable kind of, our capabilities of Vision Platform for the specific camera. Then it's good to always set up some alarm rules. So basically, okay, if you say that if an object is detected, then please send an alarm. And this will be important later when you use the XProtect client. This is the Vision Platform application. Here is where you can select and deploy a model. For example, in this case, we want to deploy people detection. Here you select the device. This is the Jetson that you want to deploy it onto. Here we already had the Milestone camera added, but we'll display the integration. You go to Milestone camera import. You can type in here the AI Bridge URL. And then basically you see all the cameras that are registered also within Milestone. So then we can import it inside our platform. And this is the very basic, camera management system that we have. So once it's imported in the platform, you can continue. You can select a type of logic that you wanna. For example, in this case, we want to detect objects. We add the range of interest. So where do we want to detect objects? In this case, we make it the whole screen. We say, okay, we want to detect persons. And here is also an important part because usually you send the events to us, but in this case, the events can be sent straight to Milestone without coming to our servers at all. And this is the privacy important part. And then we basically deploy it. It usually takes a few minutes, till the model is loaded on the Jetson device. And after it is loaded, okay, we can see the deployment is running. And then if we go back to the Milestone interface, and this is the Milestone XProtect Smart Client, you can see now that basically in real time we send metadata about the detections. So straight from Deepstream, you can send this metadata to Milestone. So you can see 2 people being detected there. That's one part of our integration. And then soon the other part is, so when something is detected, an alarm is created. And this is what you can see in the alarm manager. You can see here is the range of interest that we set in our platform. And here is the object that basically triggered that alarm. And yeah, that is pretty much the integration in its initial version. Of course, we have big plans when it comes to future versions, and there's always more interesting things to add into and combine with our platform and Milestone. But for now, this was what we have done.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you for this demo. Really interesting. Maybe you can share, Valentin, some advice to the company who are here today, because they would probably have a look on how to integrate. Do you have a tip and tricks to share to some of our audience to help them to start with a Milestone?
Sure. I mean, the tips and tricks are really basic. They have a good documentation, so make sure that you go through that documentation. So everything that has to do with AI Bridge is not as easy to find in Google because it's behind a closed environment in the NGC collection. But the documentation of the NGC itself is really, really clear. I don't think I had any question really related to that. So yeah, basically, if you want to find out how to work more with a smart client and XProtect, then Google is your friend. With AI Bridge, just go and read everything. It's not that much even, but go through it and make sure that you understand well the whole environment, and you go through the API and so on. And another thing is that, yeah, I mean, the collaboration and this talking with people from Milestone was really pleasant, really quick, really effective every time. I remember there was one main issue that we encountered at some point, and that was something related to us sending timestamps in a different, so not in UTC format, but it was sent in our time zone. And that's when I contacted Hans, and then we spent some time, but we figured it out in the end. So Hans was extremely helpful. Thank you again for that, by the way. And yeah, basically get in contact with the team. if you don't find the information anywhere available. And the team is basically really friendly and is going to help you a lot with that. And also, of course, there is a lot of valuable resources on the Milestone Developer Forum. If you have any question, you can also post it there. You can also browse. We found some answers to some of the things that were maybe a bit unclear when it comes to using Xprotect. We found them on the forums as well.
Okay, yeah, you're right. The forum is really rich in terms of information. We started this forum many years ago, so you will find, as a tech partner, a lot of valuable information inside. Thank you, Valentin, for sharing your experience. I think your feedback will be very valuable for the other partner who wants to get started with us. We are running out of time. Sorry for that. So we are reaching the end of the presentation. First of all, I would like to thank all of you staying with us until now. So I suggest that we will cover very few questions to keep the timing, and the timing is already over. And then we will make sure that every question will be covered by contacting everyone in the webinar with all the answer you need to get. Okay, so I will take two questions. The first one is to Magnus. I think Magnus. Will GenAI and VLMs take over all computer vision tasks, or will there still be use case suitable for CNNs?
A very good question. So while I presenting specifically GenAI solution, which is a very powerful technology, it's also emerging, it's more compute intensive. So for some use cases like low latency, high accuracy, counting, etc., CNNs will be the better choice. And going forward, you will see those models coexist, and the current models will be there for many years to come.
Okay, I hope it answers your question. Second question I will pick up, maybe more for Hans on Milestone side. Is AI Bridge only for live video, or can I also request recorded videos?
Yeah, that's an easy one. I mean, most use cases we see are using live video, but yes, you can also request recorded video from Xprotect through the AI Bridge API. Yes. Okay,
thank you, Hans. And again, don't worry, we will cover all your question individually by contacting you. This is the end of our session. I want to thanks again our speakers for their active participation, and of course, thank you for all of you joining us today. I sincerely hope that you found this session helpful. Please share your feedback as well to us directly. We would love to hear you about that. But don't stop here with the integration. Please continue your journey with us. Feel free to reach out one of our technology partner manager. You can also explore our online documentation and development resources, and be aware that you can also get started with our free version of our VMS called Xprotect Essential Plus, and you can support up to 8 cameras, and you can already integrate with the SDK and API. So thank you to all of you, and I wish you a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.